Welcome. In just 10 minutes, we're going to travel through centuries of American history, from the birth of a nation to the challenges and triumphs that shaped it. Buckle up because this is going to be a fascinating and full of turning points. Colonial foundations. In 1607, Jamestown became the first permanent English settlement in North America. Over the next century, 13 colonies emerged, each with its own economy, culture, and governance. Tensions grew between the colonists and Britain over taxes and representation, ending to the famous cry, "No taxation without representation." The Revolution and its independence. In 1775, the American Revolutionary War began. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776, asserting the right to self-rule. After years of fighting, the United States won its independence in 1783. The Constitution was adopted in 1787, establishing the Republic with checks and balances. The expansion and the conflict, we'll go in a few minutes about that. The 1803 Louisiana Purchase doubled the nation's size. Westward expansion followed, driven by manifest destiny, the belief that Americans were destined to expand across the continent. This led to conflict with Native Americans, tribes, and the Mexican-American War, which resulted in 1846 and ended in 1848, which added vast territories to the United States. Meanwhile, slavery divided the nation. The North industrialized while the South rallied to enslave labor. During the Civil War and Reconstruction in 1861, the Civil War erupted over slavery and the states' rights. President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, declaring enslaved people in Confederate states were free. The Union won in 1865, and the slavery was abolished with the 13th Amendment. Reconstruction aimed to rebuild the South and integrate freed slaves, but progress was uneven and often violently resisted. Industrialization and immigration. We'll go into a little bit about that. The late 1800s saw rapid industry growth. Railroads, steel, oil, and factories transformed the economy. Millions of immigrants arrived from Europe and Asia, fueling labor and cultural diversity. Cities grew, but so did inequality, leading to labor strikes and cause for reform. World wars and global power. The United States joined World War I in 1917, helping to end the conflict. The 1920s roared with jazz, consumerism, and social change, but crashed into the Great Depression in 1929. Franklin Delano Roosevelt's deal aimed to revive the economy. In World War II, 1941 through 45, the United States fought against fascism and emerged as a global superpower. The Cold War followed, a tense rivalry with the Soviet Union marked by nuclear-armed space race and proxy wars. We also go into the Civil Rights era, which I'm going to talk about. In the 1950s and 60s, saw the Civil Rights Movement led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr., challenging segregation and racism. Women's rights, LGBTQ rights, and environmental activism gained momentum. The Vietnam War sparked national protests and redefined public trust in government. Modern era and beyond, we'll talk a minute about that. In the late 20th century, brought technological innovation, globalization, and shifting political landscapes. The 9/11 attacks in 2001 reshaped foreign policy and national security. Social media, climate change, and political polarization define today's challenges. Through all, the U.S. continues to evolve, driven by debate, diversity, and the enduring pursuit of a more perfect union. Thanks for joining this whirlwind tour of the United States history. It's a story of struggle and progress, conflict and hope, and it's still being written by people like you. Thank you. Until next time, goodbye.